Hi everyone, now you will learn about new cartoons that will be released in 2025. Enjoy watching. Elio is a space fanatic with an active imagination and a huge alien obsession. So, when he's beamed up to the Communiverse, an interplanetary organization with representatives from galaxies far and wide, Elio's all in for the epic undertaking. Mistakenly identified as Earth's leader, Elio must form new bonds with eccentric alien life forms, navigate a crisis of intergalactic proportions, and somehow discover who and where he is truly meant to be. Elio is scheduled to be released in the United States by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures on June 13, 2025. Wildwood is an upcoming American stop-motion animated dark fantasy adventure horror film directed by Travis Knight and written by Chris Butler, based on the 2011 novel Colin Meloy and illustrated by Carson Ellis. It is produced by Laika, making their sixth stop-motion animated film. Prue McKeel and her best friend Curtis are drawn into a hidden magical forest after Prue's baby brother Mac is kidnapped by crows, led by a mysterious woman named Alexandra. The film is scheduled to be released on April 11, 2025. The SpongeBob Movie, Search for SquarePants, is an upcoming American animated adventure comedy film based on the television series SpongeBob SquarePants, created by Steven Hillenburg. The film is directed by series veteran Derek Drymon and stars the show's regular voice cast alongside Mark Hamill. The plot follows SpongeBob as he travels to the depths of the ocean to face off against the Flying Dutchman. It is the fourth theatrical film based on the series, following the first in 2004, the second in 2015, and the third in 2020. The SpongeBob Movie, Search for SquarePants, will be released by Paramount Pictures in the United States on December 19, 2025. The main antagonist of SpongeBob SquarePants, the villain Plankton, will also get an independent release. Full-length cartoon about him plans to release Netflix, which is a little confusing because they made an absurd and thrashy story about Sandy. There is no exact premiere date yet. The project has been in the works for over 4 years. Surely on the screen we will see not only Plankton, but also other favorite inhabitants of Bikini Bottom. In the story, the life of the cunning hero is turned upside down when his plans to take over the world once again ends in failure. Other details of the plot is not yet known. Premiere of the cartoon is scheduled for streaming in 2025. Zootopia 2 is an upcoming American animated buddy cop comedy film produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. The sequel to Zootopia and the second installment in the Zootopia, it is being directed by Jared Bush and Byron Howard, written by Bush and produced by Yvette Marino. Detectives Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde must go undercover in Marsh Market to crack the case when they find themselves on the twisting trail of a mysterious reptile. Zootopia 2 is scheduled to be released in the United States on November 26, 2025. The Smurfs Movie is an upcoming computer-animated musical film based on the Smurfs, being directed by Chris Miller and based on a story by Pam Brady. It is the first Smurfs film adaptation to be produced without the involvement of Columbia Pictures or Sony Pictures Animation. The film is being produced by Ryan Harris, Jay Brown, Rihanna, and Tyron Ty Smith, with Rihanna starring as Smurfette. The comedic musical Will the Smurfs Go on an Interdimensional Adventure to discover the power within and answer the universal question, what is a Smurf? The Smurfs movie is scheduled to be released theatrically on July 18, 2025 by Paramount Pictures. The film was originally scheduled for release on February 14, 2025. Dogman is an upcoming American animated superhero comedy film based on Dav Pilkey graphic novel series Dogman, produced by DreamWorks Animation and distributed by Universal Pictures. A spin-off and story within a story, Captain Underpants. The first epic movie and the second film in the Captain Underpants franchise, it is being directed by Peter Hastings. When a human police officer, Knight, and his dog Greg are injured together on the job, a life-saving surgery changes the course of history when Dogman is born. Dogman must protect and serve as he doggedly pursues the feline Petey the cat, but the unexpected arrival of Lil Petey changes their dynamic. Dogman is scheduled to be theatrically released in the United States on January 31, 2025. The Bad Guys 2 is an upcoming American animated heist action comedy film loosely based on the children's book series of the same name, Aaron Blabey, produced by DreamWorks Animation and distributed by Universal Pictures. The sequel to The Bad Guys and the second film in the Bad Guys franchise, it is directed by Pierre Perifel and co-directed by J.P. Sans. 5 years after the events of the first film, the bad guys are struggling to find trust and acceptance in their newly minted lives as good guys when they are pulled out of retirement and forced to do one last job by an all-female squad of criminals, the Bad Girls. The Bad Guys 2 is scheduled to be released in the United States on August 1, 2025. Night of the Zoopocalypse. Viva Pictures has let the critters out of the cage in a new teaser trailer for the upcoming animated feature Night of the Zoopocalypse in theaters across North America on March 7, 2025. Inspired by a story concept from horror master Clive Barker, the CG animated movie centers on the animals in a zoo that is being overrun by a mysterious mutating force. Synopsis: after a meteor unleashes a virus that turns zoo animals into zombies, a mountain lion and wolf lead a team of surviving animals to stop the virus and rescue their zoo. Lilo and Stitch is an upcoming American science fiction film directed by Dean Fleischer Camp and written by Chris Kekaniokalani Bright. Produced by Walt Disney Pictures and Rideback, the film will be a live-action CGI remake of Disney's 2002 animated film Lilo and Stitch. It will star Maya Kealoha as Lilo Pelikai, with Lilo and Stitch Chris Sanders reprising his voice role as Stitch. The film tells the story of the bond formed between a lonely human girl named Lilo, an artificially created koala-like extraterrestrial named Stitch, who is engineered to be a force of destruction, pursuing aliens, social workers, and the idea of the bond of family figure into the proceedings. Lilo and Stitch is scheduled to be released in the United States by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures on May 23, 2025. How to Train Your Dragon is an upcoming American fantasy film written, co-produced, and directed by Dean DeBlois. It is a live-action remake of DreamWorks Animation's 2010 animated film of the same name, which itself was loosely based on the 2003 novel of the same name Cressida Cowell. On the rugged Isle of Berk, where Vikings and dragons have been bitter enemies for generations, Hiccup Horrendous, Haddock III, the inventive yet overlooked son of Chief Stoic the Vast, defies centuries of traditional dragon fighting practice when he befriends Toothless, a feared Night Fury dragon. Their unlikely bond reveals the true nature of dragons, challenging the very foundations of Viking society. Produced by DreamWorks Animation and Mark Platt Productions, the film is set to be released theatrically by Universal Pictures in the United States on June 13, 2025. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and give us a like. See you soon.